I have a chart in their manuals, all those interns get, and it's got 4 conceptual groups. Those are skill bases. Every time they learn something, they don't know where they're going with it necessarily. They'll file something, because we do, everybody files, I file stuff because I'm paranoid and get lost. But I said, what are you handling? You're handling confidential government documents. You're handling people's tax returns. You're handling local officials' complex things. You're hearing about businesses coming to town. And I'm telling you how to put it into a bullet. I want you to walk away from here. You're not getting paid for an internship. Your resume now has to take several $1,000s worth of added value to you when you leave. So when you leave here, you need to have a wonderful bullet that describes what you do here in language that is business-oriented. So you have to describe, you're working on the job fair, but you're working in a team. You're developing ideas. You're handling confidential documents. You're understanding how government functions. You're able to locate bills and track them. You understand how government operates. You understand the executive agency versus the legislative agency. You've sat in on teleconferences. You've sat in on all kinds of webinars. So you're learning how business operates. You take that advice, you put it into your 4 conceptual groups. Then when you leave, you have 4 resumes. Each one will describe, if you go to a technology job next, all the things you've done, you plunk that into that next resume. Your government-oriented things, you go to another government job. Here's the things you learned about in government. Here's the things you learned about, you went to a ribbon cutting for the congressman. You made a speech. I make them practice speeches. You've learned how to communicate. You've learned how to cold call. Those things translate from government to business. I don't know where you're going to end up, but you're going to have a bullet that shows what you've done. And if you don't do that, that's on you. You came to me saying, I want to learn. That's what I give you, and you don't know better use it. I don't want to hear you don't have it, because if you don't hear the word bullet from me 12 times a week, then you've got cotton in your ears. I want them to understand that we're going to be a team. We're going to help them move forward, and this is how we do it. And later on, they'll see, oh yeah, Ms. Fallon, I graduated, and my resume was ready. I mean, they don't see it today. They don't see it as a freshman. They see it later on, and that's